Carolyn Marie with Healing NRG, and today we have a visitor, a good friend of mine, Ian Clark, who's in town, and he is an expert on many things, but today he's going to talk to us about the MRS 2000. So say hello to Ian. Hey.
How are you doing, Carolyn?
Great.
So what do you want to know?
What does this thing do?
Well, it does a multiple number of things. It's a technology that was developed many years ago. It goes way back to the 1800s, and it was slowly brought into more of a medical environment about 30 years ago, in 77, 78, I guess that would be even longer than that. So anyway, the technology was used by doctors to treat broken bones and injury and things like that. And then they realized it had a much further impact, and they tried different levels of frequency. And so you can get pulsating magnetic resonance devices that go all the way from like the very sensitive, where it would just be earth frequencies, all the way up until it's literally moving your body.
Right.
Like you feel it. It goes in very deep. And the MRS is based on the low energy. So it has the earth frequencies to start with for your whole body. And it has embedded frequency patterns based upon the Chinese organ clock, because each organ has a certain set of frequencies that they run on at different times of the days. For example, just like a tree knows when the sun is going around and the different things, the times and the seasons. Your body also knows the circadian rhythm of the earth. So throughout the day, the resonant energy from the earth is always changing. But it doesn't pulsate, it just emanates. It's constantly emanating. They measure this, and they measured the frequencies have actually lowered over the years coming out of the earth. So what we found out is we need stimulation, and it's like a compensation for the lack of magnetic resonance. So if you were cruising around all day in your bare feet on good soil without a bunch of cell towers and RF and the grid of electrical energy around you that's running through power lines and under the ground and in houses, right, then you're going to be better off. Now if you're in your pristine forest in New Zealand walking through in your bare feet, that is the direct connection.
He's talking to our friend David over here with the probe, who is from New Zealand. Just so you know.
And we'll get to what David's doing in a second. So it is highly beneficial to compensate your body living in an urban environment with a pulsating magnetic resonance, because instead of putting a magnet to your body, you use pulsating magnetic resonance without a magnet, and it's created synthetically using a computer system or electronic circuitry. And they figured out how to do that so that they can put it through copper coils or through fiber mats, or there's different sophistication levels of these things. The MRS is like an original style with the copper coils, right, which is very beneficial. It's been proven. It's like going back to, it was developed in 1992. It'd be going back to like 1992 and buying a brand new BMW from a dealership, and they're a pretty cool car, right? It was developed in Germany, and so it's one of those things that just doesn't change. You don't have to change it. They don't fix something that's not broken.
Right.
It's gotten better looking, and the mats became more comfortable, but the technology is the same because it works. And so there's the whole body mat emanates all these different energies for different times of the day, and you set it for that for the Chinese organ clock. And so when you go to bed, you set the hours for to stimulate the liver, so when you go to sleep, it works well.
Right.
Now the other component of it is anti-inflammation. That's what you're using here.
Yeah.
Love it.
And this is a probe that is got a copper coil in it that has the pulsating magnetic resonance coming out, and that's for a number of different applications. It's you can treat specific areas of your body with a direct application of it. For example, David's using it for his jaws, and you would use that to enhance the tooth, gum, and root jaw relationship.
Right.
Because a lot of times you have low-grade infection in your tooth-jaw relationship, your roots, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually root canals have to be done because they're abscess, and they should never be done. Root canals should never take place, because there's 3 to 5 miles of tubules running in these teeth, and 5 to 7 miles of tubules in the teeth back here. And they say, well, we're going to clean those tubules out. Well, forget it. It's not going to happen. What happens is they compromise the tooth by drilling through the pulp, then getting to where the nerve is, pulling that out, and then going in and augering through the whole channel, and then putting toxic substance in there so that it doesn't reinfect quickly, and hopefully not. A lot of times root canals reinfect, and you lose the tooth anyway. Because once it reinfects, they either have to redo the root canal at $1,000 a pop, and regardless.
Not to mention the pain and suffering.
Yeah, regardless, you will always have a low-grade infection from then on, no matter what. And your body can fight that off. And it can keep it from becoming fully inflamed where you lose the tooth. And you may go for 20, 30 years like that. But that's 20 or 30 years of a non-stop silent battle that your body's having to put up with using your immune system, which then distracts from doing other things.
That's right.
Right. And so that's why root canals are completely out. I mean, we used to say, well, maybe leave them in. Now we know for sure you pull them. And they can cause, because each tooth is connected through the meridians, not only to each organ, but also into the brain, it's very important to keep tooth health up to start with. Don't get any drilling at all. But once your teeth are drilled, they're damaged, and you have to re-drill them. But root canals are simply not the answer. And neither are implants. So they'll often pull a tooth and say, let's put an implant in, and then you have titanium in there that's a foreign object on the meridian that the body's not agreeing with either. They have zircon implants that are not as infectious, but they're also not strong and they'll break. Then you have a snap in them, they're extremely expensive.
Yeah.
So the end result, unfortunately, is bridges or partials.
Right, so that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, and actually, I've had partials in the bottom. I've got a long story in history in dental. It's a horrendous story, which ended up me losing all my upper teeth at 21, and all of these ones, except for my front, 8 teeth when I was 38, and now I only have 6 in the front. Because these outer ones, they get traumatized by the bridge.
Right.
Right, so,
Okay.
but it's okay. Eventually, I may have a complete, plate in the bottom. I don't know, but I'll hold my crooked little teeth as long as I can. So,
Yeah. Okay.
Well, how does this probe help? And you've noticed already some improvement just using it tonight, isn't that right?
Yeah. Well, I've been on about how long? 30 minutes.
well, no, you've been on this for well over an hour now.
Oh, an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We've just been talking, so it
It
seems
was,
like
it was
30
within 40 minutes that you noticed that there was something different.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's the abscess that I've got with the X-rays today on the front of the teeth. I've got that abscess, and of course they're telling me, well, you either lose the teeth and put in whatever they put in, replace them, or go for the root canals. So I've always been on, well, you'd never lose your teeth if you can, and go root canals, but that's it's disastrous now.
It is. Yeah.
So using this, like for that, as you say, for that 40 minutes, my teeth were fizzing.
Mm-hmm.
That settled it down.
Right.
That settled it down completely. I was gritting my teeth, because I've had major.
Right.
I've just had all
Trauma.
I've just had in that 4-day period, all quadrants, 13 amalgams removed.
That's
Wow.
heavy trauma.
Suffering for it,
It's heavy trauma, but it's a beautiful price to pay, really, in the end, because that price is so valuable compared to what you would have put up with continued vapor mercury. Mercury vapor will eventually end up in early death. That's where it goes.
Right.
And it can be exacerbating a multiple number of different problems, and it also affects the way that the brain neural pathways work. So it's got so many different things that are negative. This momentary time, it won't be long. It'll be over, and your teeth won't be ringing, they won't be alive, they won't be on fire, and you'll be very thankful. But during the time going through it, it's like, man, I do not like this. I'm angry at the dentist, and I don't like dentists to start with.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
And and it's so I've
Traumatizing
good reason
the
not
kids.
to. And it's not that I don't like the person, I don't like what they do, and I don't like the results of their work.
that's right.
But I have found a dentist in Ontario that we totally love, who loves people completely.
Do you want to tell us
And
quickly who that is? If any viewers
That's
are in Ontario?
Dr. Eva Tobin. She's about a 38-year-old. She looks a lot younger than that, but my guess is she has to be about that old. And she's a Polish genius, gifted person who cares very much about people. And
Go see her if you're in Ontario,
I think you
folks.
should go.
yeah,
Yeah.
And-
And tomorrow.
and she's just gentle, and she loves what she does too with great passion. And she's very, very careful.
Just get on the plane with Ian tomorrow.
Just get on a plane and go. Yeah.
They're going back to Ontario from LA tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, she's getting more and more booked up because I'm flooding people to her, and I told her I haven't even started yet. Really, I haven't started. I've just told a few people about her so far.
Well, we're running out of time on this video, Ian, and we're going to do a take 2 when you come back next month on the mat. But on my website, folks, you can learn more about the MRS 2000. And until next time, this is Carolyn Marie with Healing NRG. Have a healthy day.